Playing the Grand Slam, the World Championship, he came here as well. Had a good performance down here at the Super Series around this time last year.
Game shot on the third leg.
I did say
Leonard
give him
Gates.
a dart or a double. He normally hits that. First, that just seemed to be covering the treble. And Leonard far from his best. This is what he can do, though.
100.
Expect many of them. That's his first of the week.
Require 107.
When you mentioned about learning about Jake, these are the moments very early where he's asked the questions and he provides big
McMillan.
answers. That is a big 107.
Leonard, you require 96.
He'll hope to be back.
Nice little marker there for Leonard Gates.
Game shot on the fifth
He's
leg.
gone for the
Leonard
nice big
Gates.
open section of the bed. Good finishing here from both, but Jake McMillan,
Sixth leg.
at 3-1 up, would have eyeballed this
on.
leg as the one to.
This is what Leonard Gates does. This is what good players do. He's got options on 71, so that's 54 left. He's just double checking with the referee there. He mustn't miss the big number like he did earlier. So good with one dart in his hands.
51.
I think he thought that was in the way
Jake,
that dart was flying
20.
there. Chance for McMillan. This has to go. And it's jubilant Jake McMillan. You can see the fist bump of what it means to him there. A very solid performance from Jake McMillan, the man from Canada. Beats the man from the United States in Leonard Gates. It was a tight affair. Jake was in control for much of that game, with the 107 being the highlight. But the fist bump, the double 10, Jake McMillan is up and running. And next up is the champ. It's Jim McEwan against Yohan Engstrom. And really important with the first dart to stay straight, which is stating the obvious, but you can trickle into that 5 and 1. And he took that out of the equation. Must be the left-hand side of the top.
Shot on the second leg. Yohan Engstrom.
That was very sensible, and experience is a word that we use.
And especially on the double 5.
85.
Target we said at the start of the game.
Yohan,
People don't like.
56.
He might hate it if Yohan could take out this 56.
Well, he smashed in the 53 with 2 darts in the last leg. Will that be on his mind? He's back at tops. And it's the Swede that gets over the line, which is a turn-up for the books, you would think. Nothing to separate. It was a classic case of tale of missed opportunities. And the obligatory fist bump. Yohan Engstrom is up and running. Just look at those checkout ratios, though. That needs to be improved from both players. It's a disappointing start from the champ, but Yohan gets his first 2 points. And it's the debut next for Jan Macintosh. He plays James Richardson. What a double the players like for the fear of hitting the 15. However, with the last start, you can be aggressive. But can he get it through? Yes, he can.
Second leg, Jan Macintosh.
What a fantastic last start that was, because when that brilliant camera angle showed there that the first 2 darts, Virtue was covering the bed.
Third leg,
it
it's
gets to a stage where, dare I say it, Matt, a little bit hit and hope.
Yeah, he's not on it in this game at all. I do expect that he'll find it as it goes, but
135.
we've seen James here at the Super Series many times, and we've had so many different versions of James Richardson. Remember, once he came here, lost all his matches on one day, came the next day and won them all.
Very typical of him. There's a typical of Jan for a 13 dart of a double 8. You just sense the confidence coming out of Jan right now. I think it's really important.
James, you require 104.
They're the types of chances that you're going to have to take against James. He has the eyes on the prize. Love affair for tops. Yes, it is.
On the match, James Richardson.
Early doors in that game, James Richardson was peppering the tops. He then suddenly found it there and become a deserved winner of the end. And Jan Macintosh will be pleased with the way he played in patches there. You can see the thumbs up from himself. He'll be competitive this week, will Jan Macintosh. But James Richardson could be good value this week. He has that up and down game and be chuffed to pieces. He's got the 2 points in the board. That 104 finish at the end being the highlight. As next up, it's Jake McMillan against Jim McEwan.
Problems on the outer ring in the opening game for Jim McEwan.
Game shot.
No
And the
problems
match,
this
Jim
time round for
McEwan.
Jim McEwan. He lost his opening match when he came off the stage disappointed. Only 3 hits from 20 darts at the double, but no problems this time in beating the Canadian national champion, Jake McMillan. Jim McEwan, our Super Series champion, is up and running. His first 2 points are on the board. Can Leonard Gates get his campaign up and running? He's coming up next against James Richardson.
Leonard, you require 78.
Are we going to see Gates throw this in blocks and bits like we've done before? No, it's a nice simple equation here. 20 and tops.
38.
Just not to be his match in
James,
this
you
game,
require
Leonard Gates.
12.
Like I said, he will be really frustrated. This is for a big win for James Richardson. And ruthless
Game
by
shot. And the
name.
match,
And
James
ruthless by
Richardson.
nature. A big statement to make and a huge disappointing start for Leonard Gates. But James Richardson just looks at the scoreboard, looks at the tail of the tape. A very professional performance from James Richardson. And he's the first player to get 2 wins out of 2. Well, the next player has a chance in Yohan Engstrom. He's up against in a Scandinavian clash against Jan Macintosh for a holder
Yohan,
throw.
you require 80.
And as we've touched on, 80 went very close to the tops with his first dart last time on this. Done exactly the same. He sat there last time. This ping-ding last time.
Game shot on the first leg.
It's an
Yohan
absolute
Engstrom.
replication again. Yohan Engstrom leads 1-0. Little grimace there because he was just beginning to feel good.
An animated James Richardson tends to be a better
171.
James Richardson.
James, you
Some people
require
struggle
20.
with animation in their game. Others,
Game shot on the
it
second
really
leg. James
encourages
Richardson.
them and enhances their game. You've got to look at players like Gerwin Price flipping into that
Jake,
single
you
one.
require
So
72.
Jake has got a bit of time on his hands here. He's got 4 darts if he needs them.
Game shot on the
Yeah,
fifth
he's
leg.
the one.
Jake
A fantastic
McMillan.
finish there from Jake McMillan. And
Game shot on the match.
Jake McMillan gets the points on the board. A victory over James Richardson, who's been perfect up to this point so far. Back-to-back victories for James Richardson, but he joins the rest of the field in the taste of defeat. It was an 82.83 average for Jake McMillan, who bounces back following defeat in his last. And then we're going to take a look. Can Jan Macintosh bounce back? He was a bit erratic on the finishing, couldn't get that match-winning dart. He's got a chance against Jim McEwan to put it right.
And things are going against
Jim,
you.
you
That
require
happens and you just
40.
seem to find the wire.
We've mentioned he loves this area of the
Game
board.
shot on the third leg. Jim McEwan.
Continues that love affair with double 10. Jim McEwan, first holder throw in this game.
Jim, you require
He
120.
ain't executing them. Chance for McEwan for 3-1.
Beautiful dart. Top of the shot.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
class.
Jim McEwan. Jim, you require 25.
The
Game
champ
shot
goes
on the
top.
match. Jim
Jim
McEwan.
McEwan after a disappointing start of the day. And a disappointing start of that match there. Just suddenly found his very, very best at the end. And just appreciates that Jan's probably having a real tough time there. It was all about Jim McEwan in that game. He didn't panic going 1-0 down. And once again, a very good on the outer ring this time for Jim McEwan. That 120 finish being the highlight. Jim McEwan goes top. And next up, Leonard Gates. Seems a long time since we last seen him against Yohan Engstrom. He'll win it. So 61. A double 14. Now, I'm not going to be critical of a
Game shot on the
1-2-1.
third leg. Leonard Gates.
But I wouldn't have gone that way, Matt, with my opponent way in the 200s there. He was looking at the 11 bolt.
Getting ready to wrap that one up. But as we've seen throughout the day so far, just getting a little bit twitchy towards the back end of the games.
134.
Was desperate for
Leonard,
the
you
180 there.
require
If it
10.
wouldn't have been double 3, I think it'd have gone any other double.
No score. Yohan, you require 52.
Just when you think you begin to work this game out, Matt. This would be from nowhere.
Game shot
The
on the fifth
steal
leg.
of the
Johan
century.
Engstrom.
From
Leonard, you require
129 and one
36.
big finish away from you. Leonard Gates was absolutely nowhere near the double 18 previously.
Game
He
shot
is this
and the
time, and
match,
in the end,
Leonard
it's Golden
Gates.
Gates. He gets his first 2 points in this Group A campaign. And for Yohan Engstrom, he dug deep, he kept on fighting. But to be fair, the better player got over the line, and Leonard Gates gets his first 2 points. A stunning 96 average, a beautiful 1-2-1 finish. Finally, Leonard Gates gets his first win, and after the break, it's the unbeaten James Richardson against Jim McEwan.
Game
What
shot on the
a
second
finish,
leg.
Jim McEwan. He just seems to come to the fore without being at his brilliant best, and that's the way I've assessed his day so far. Yeah, you feel this must go. What a first start when he's under pressure on the finishes. He's just so good.
Third leg.
1-2-4 in the previous leg, complimented with that 100 finish. Thank you very much. Take that, James. I did say Richardson's already thinking of the last leg.
Game shot on the sixth flag.
We'll have to know the biggest 3 darts of this match are the next 3. All you're thinking to yourself in this situation, you can see him there.
It's James.
He's dipped into the 4.
Really struggling with the height,
31.
and there's some frustration.
James,
A
you
rare
require
sight
68.
we don't often see with Jim McEwan.
Eat and drink for this man.
Game shot
And what
and the
a
match.
finish, a
James
classy
Richardson.
performance. Richardson goes top of the table, and that's a very frustrated Jim McEwan. He'll be back later to right those wrongs, but it's all about that man on the left of your picture, James Richardson, once again, just shy of the 90 average, better on the outer ring, 4 from 10, a little 180 to boot, but a beautiful 68 finish to check out. Richardson wins a tight one, and next up it's Yohan Engstrom against Jake McMillan.
Imagine there's quite a bit of panic kicking. No panic from Jake.
180.
His 5th of the match, the 7th between the pair of them. Outstanding 180 hitting in this game.
Just when you were starting to doubt
26.
Edgar's tips,
Jake,
he's got
you
6
require
starts at
83.
83.
Whoa. What
Game
a finish.
shot and the
What
match.
a player.
Jake McMillan.
What a comeback, Jake McMillan. That was an outstanding game, and Yohan will be sick as a chip. But it takes 2 players to play in front of a great game, and that was superb. Jake McMillan, we were waxing lyrical about him. What a great player, a 3-0 down. Then we then started talking of a potential 4-0 loss for him. Look at his average there, 95.5, 4 from 5 on the outer ring. A big celebration. Well done to the Canadian. As next up, it's Jan Macintosh against Leonard Gates.
There's some good darts.
Leonard, you require
from
104.
Macintosh.
This seems to be a preferred route, and 104 for the tops
Game
guys.
shot on the second
and that's
leg.
the reason
Leonard
why.
Gates.
But I think
Leonard,
it's
you
just a
require
word to
98.
everyone, Leonard Gates. And it didn't start very well today. But I
Game
certainly
shot
finished
on the
well.
match,
That is an
Leonard Gates.
outstanding performance from Leonard Gates. He comes with a big reputation. He comes with big smiles. And Jan Macintosh is thinking, what on earth has just happened there? Well, he's just walked into that A game of Leonard Gates. Look at those numbers. 4-0 whitewash win.
Helps to keep that pattern
Game
continuing.
shot on the 4th leg. James Richardson.
I think James said, put that camera angle up, the one that never misses tops.
Will be back. Richardson back on 227. Non-effective to winning the match on this visit. But he could certainly set it up for another one.
180.
Why does that happen, he thinks? Well,
Yohan, you
Yohan Engstrom
require
has been
40.
brilliant on tops in this game, but it's different when the pressure's on. You can just see the tightening of the shoulder. Richardson not really looking.
Game shot and the
But
match.
that is a
Yohan
fantastic
Engstrom.
dart. Yohan Engstrom, a match that went all the distance, and winning your dart with your leg was key there, because every single leg of darts was the player who threw first. And Yohan Engstrom has played every game today and they've all gone 4-3, but he walks away with a very acceptable 6 points. It was a tight game, nothing really much there, but in the end, the fact that you threw first, Yohan got over the line and he'll be happy with that. Big game coming up next. Don't miss that one. It's Leonard Gates against Jim McEwan.
Got a warning for it as well. Yeah.
100.
Thanks for bringing all that up, Henry.
80.
What a start once again. Really looking forward to this game.
100.
Been teasing us, but this
180.
time he's going one step closer.
Did say this was a potential blockbuster. We did say Leonard Gates is the type of player from absolutely nowhere can reach perfection.
39. Leonard, you require 141.
But a very special moment.
I had a feeling he was just going to go for the double 12.
I would have.
With the big hitters of the group, you expect to see lots of holds of throw.
Yeah, there's a lot of if, buts and maybes in this match, but one thing we will know, whoever wins this game, there will be 4 people, 4 players on 6 points. And only one of them 4 players is in the final game, and that is Jake McMillan.
47.
Will be a case where the other 5 players, including Jan, will be looking for a Jan victory. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop teasing us, Leonard, and just put it away, man.
It's got to go soon, hasn't it? Been setting it up all day.
Well, I'm sitting up straight. I'm standing up.
135.
This is going to happen.
Leonard, you require 141.
And this is going to happen right now. Come on, Leonard. Never mind.
I'll give you a bit more time to drop Phil Taylor's name in again a few more times. You've dropped it in a few times today.
95.
I've got the power. Yeah, it's decisions to be made. Well, he's gone the traditional route. It's the traditional answer. Gates is on a roll at the moment. He is flying. Once again, the frustration from Chucky.
20.
It's all been about this man. He's been superb with the big scoring. He's been fluent on the finishes, and another exceptional performance from Leonard Gates. And lots to think about for Jim McEwan overnight. It hasn't been his day. It's not often that we've been saying that too many times this year. But for Leonard Gates, 111 average in his last game. How does he react to that? Well, just a lovely 103 there. He's been superb the past 90 minutes. And Leonard Gates puts himself in a comfortable position, and he joins those players on 6 points. One player who can reach 8 points is up next in the final game of the day. That's Jake McMillan against Jan Macintosh.
Conclusion of Monday might be a dart away.
Game shot.
And in the battle of the 2 debutants, it goes to the man from Canada, Jake McMillan, who's had a fantastic opening day. The debutant, bookending the table, Jan Macintosh, leaves the stage following his 5th defeat from 5 matches. But Jake McMillan, 5 games, he's won 4 of them. The only defeat he had today was against our champion, Jim McEwan. But Jake McMillan tops the table at the end of day 1.
Indeed he does, and what a debut, what an impact he has made to this competition.
Yeah, I was looking forward to watching him play. I've assessed him, and he's got all the credentials, great attributes, excellent skills, and you can understand why he is the captain of Canada, and good player, really good, and 8 points from 10, superstar.
Right, so there's something about the Canadians of the Super Series, isn't there, hey? Right, let's have a look and see what else has happened so far today. These are the results from our 15 matches, and, well, if you look at the gold and the white, it's been quite streaky as far as results have gone.
Yeah, there's some pretty patterns there, isn't it? And a very competitive group is my assessment from there. I think Jim McEwan will go away disappointed, and obviously for Jan, just a little too little, just a little bit too little coming from him. Hopefully we'll see something better from there. But I still think there's a couple of players who'll be very happy. I know that Jake will be delighted with that. Leonard, I've just seen, has got a big smile on his face. He produced some electrifying darts at the right time. Started slowly. He's going to be tough to beat now.
When you say Jake here tonight, we're going to hear from him now. He's downstairs with Phil.
Jake, huge congratulations. Your Modus Super Series debut, and you topped the table after day one. How have you found it?
Pretty good. Little struggles against Jim, but seem to find my way. Feeling good.
We spoke to you this morning, obviously taking it all in for the first time. What it was like getting up on that stage for the first time?
It was great. I love being up there, watching so many matches up there. It was great to finally be a part of being up there. It was
How
great.
have you found the format, playing obviously the 5 games in one session? Tough going or enjoyed it?
No, I loved it. Loved it. Really do. Still 2 more days to go, but feeling good so far.
Realistically, did you have any expectations ahead of today?
No, came in, just happy to have the experience. Hope to do well. I've done all right so far, so hopefully keep it going tomorrow.
Jake, well done today, mate. We'll see you tomorrow, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah, cheers.
So, in the thoughts of Jake McMillan after the first end, one thing I really like about Jake is he plays this high level, but you know what? There's such a humility about him. He's the type of personality you can really warm to.
Yeah, but I think when he's on the hockey, he's got that steel and determination as well, and that's a dangerous combination to have. I think it's nice to have great values before and off the hockey, but it's when he's down to to darts like that. That double there. Look at the scoreline, 3-2. He's up against Leonard Gates, who he knows he's going to be one of his biggest competitors there. Again, look at the score again. A little bit frustrated that it took him a while to get there in the end. But he just did what he needed to do. I saw lots of good signs from him. He sits pretty at the top.
Indeed, he does. Well, if he's the top player of the day in terms of the table, the performances of the day came from Leonard Gates, and in particular, 111 average. Then finishes up with another topping average, and that serves warning going into tomorrow and Wednesday.
It was just the tale of two halves, wasn't it? He started slowly. I mean, I don't know if he only arrived in the country sort of yesterday. That would sort of answer that. But it was brutally good. 111 average, 103 average, averaging over 110 throughout the game. Massive scoring, 180s to light, and we all know how good he is at finishing as well. And once again, he looks the real deal and was superb.
Indeed, he is 3-time World Seniors TV champion this year. As you can see, 111.33 the average and getting the better of poor Jan Macintosh. Didn't quite happen for him today, did it, on debut?
Yeah, the second game will really hurt. It was a game that he had chances against Yohan as well. And it was just, the missed opportunity. And I did fear for him at that point from there. And, my feelings were right in the end, north from 5. He did say he's here for the experience. I don't think his head will go down. He wasn't throwing his arms about, and that's fair play to him. But it could be a tough week.
Well, one man who knows exactly what it's like to be successful in this building is James Richardson. Are there building blocks there as far as he's concerned?
Oh, definitely. I think he needs to work on his consistency. But when he was getting his timing right, he just looked $1 million. And his tops started off, he was just hitting every wide around tops. Then went through a phase, we can see that 104 finish there, where he just couldn't miss it. This time right in the centre of the board there. So at times, feast or famine is a term I like to use with players like James Richardson. Very interesting week coming up if he can save his best. And I think he's one of them players, if he gets to Saturday night, then he becomes very, very dangerous.
Well, we'll see whether that is the case. We can now see how the table occupies itself following the first day's play. And really, Jake McMillan, yes, he's got that 2-point lead going into day 2, but it's really much all in the offing, and that's about talking about Jim McEwan, the defending champion, having only picked up 2 wins from 5.
My first thought straight away, Jake McMillan, first game tomorrow is against Jan. So he could be going into his second game, 4 points clear. And all of a sudden, now, when you walk back in there, you're the first person to 10 points. All them can be really good for him. So a crucial first game tomorrow against Yohan, and the bunch right behind. Yeah, Jim McEwan will be disappointed. Like I said, he had that 99 average in his second game. I thought, right, here we go now. But like I say, he's got the weight of expectation on him now. But he won't panic. He's patient. He's experienced. He knows what he needs to do. And the week's not over for Jim McEwan by a long way.
Yohan Engstrom gave us his money's worth today.
Yeah, every single game. I just had to check and double check the stats there, but every sort of game went the distance for him there, and he won 3 and he lost 2. I think he'd be fairly happy the way it went. And Yohan Engstrom was a terrific player. During my time of playing in the BDO WDF system, and I followed his career, and I think he had problems with his throw, which no sign of that today. So a positive day for the Swede.
And we're going to be back for day 2 tomorrow morning, bright and sharp. So I shall see you then.
Thank you very much, Henry.
And we shall see you tomorrow morning, 9:30 on the YouTube channel. Don't forget tomorrow. And if you're not subscribed to there already, why not hit that little button below? You'll get highlights of every session, plus bonus content as well from the Motor Super Series. But as far as day 1 is concerned, well, it's Captain Canada who's hit the heights. It's McMillan who is the table topper. We'll see you in the morning.